Today during my live stream over on Twitch, I played a very impressive game, I feel, for my level, involving the center fork trick in the Italian system. And if you aren't familiar, the center fork trick looks like this. And now there's more than one way to come to this position, but in my game, this is how it came forward. And so, of course, my opponent takes, and then black has this very, very clever move of d5. And in the Italian, you can see that this happens even in master games. But the move after, the move that was played by white afterwards kind of surprised me, and it was knight takes on e5, which I thought was a very bad move, because after knight captures, now white is guaranteed to lose a piece. We're 7 moves in the game, white is guaranteed to lose a piece. This is a very obvious mistake, and the computer agrees with me. If you are to take this position and put it into an engine, black is definitively winning. So after the game, I analyzed. I played with 97% accuracy. If you're interested, the game only went on this much further, and then my opponent resigned, of course. But from this position, somebody in my Twitch chat had asked me to check the database and see if this had ever been played. What's interesting is the chess.com database only contains master games, so games played between the best chess players in the world. And this position, the one that's on the screen right now, had been played in a master level game before, which I thought was so bizarre, because even at my level of like 14 to 1500, I think you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that would make a mistake quite this obvious. Obviously it happened here, but I think if you give it another 200 rating points, people aren't playing like this anymore. So I decided to check out this game that it had been played from this position, and that's where we meet today's subjects as far as this video is concerned. So the game was played between Grebenshikova Tatiana, which I think the first and last name are reversed here, and Vladimir Afromiev. Vladimir Afromiev is going to become a big point of contention for the rest of this video, so keep that name in mind. But their game went something like this, and then they arrived at the same position, okay? Now, Grebenshikova Tatiana is rated 2024 at the end of this game. Vladimir Afromiev is rated 2628, making him in the top 100 players in the world of chess. Top 100 players in the world, keep that in mind. And so their game went on like this. As you can see, black is just absolutely dominating. It doesn't go on for too much further. And of course, in this position, white resigns, right? There is no hope here. Black has an extra piece. Their rooks are doubled up. There is no saving this game. Of course, white resigns in this position. So I decided to take a closer look at Grebenshikova Tatiana, because for a 2000 rated player to make this mistake, I thought that there had to be something going on. I mean, did she continue playing chess after this? Because that would be really interesting. What I found when I Googled her is a little bit shocking. So, Grebenshikova Tatiana, this is the FIDE website where you can look up any FIDE-rated players, was born in 1928, meaning that when this game was played in 2007, at a titled event, mind you, when this game was played in 2007, she was 79 years old. 79-year-old playing competitive chess at a 2000 rating is incredible. I mean, just in and of itself, that's incredible. And in my mind, that made all the sense in the world. No wonder she made these mistakes. She's 79 years old. We can give her a little bit of a break. Then somebody in my Twitch chat made an interesting point. What kind of a jerk do you have to be to use the center fork trick on a 79-year-old woman at a tournament? Okay, what kind of a jerk do you have to be to play like this against a 79-year-old woman at a tournament? And that's when I decided to look up her opponent, Vladimir Afromiev, rated 2628, but title of FIDE Master. So for those of you that aren't familiar, chess titles go Grandmaster at the very, very top, followed by International Master, followed by FIDE Master, followed by National Master, National Master, FIDE Master, Candidate Master. Okay. The FIDE and Candidate Master, the FIDE and National Master might be mixed up, but you get the point, right? So he's in the top 100 players in the world, but he's not a Grandmaster. He's not even an International Master. How does that happen? So I decided to look him up as well. So he's a businessman and chess player born in 1954. Okay, he's a little bit younger than Tatiana. Maybe that's acceptable. City of Magdan. He's gained spectacular, miraculous improvements in his official FIDE ELO rating, leaving him at a current rating of 2646, 67th in the world, FIDE Master. How? So, apparently, some people in the chess world have an opinion in this, including Grandmaster Alexander Baburin, who feels that Aframiev's rise to the world's elite in his middle age is a little bit too spectacular and considered it fraud. So Baburin complains that this is completely unheard of and almost ludicrous to think that a player could suddenly reach the elite chess players in the world in his middle age. Fair enough point, but Garry Kasparov is also in his middle age, and he's one of the best chess players in the world, undoubtedly, right? Grandmaster Yasser Seirawan is in his middle age, one of the best players in the world, undoubtedly. Obviously, the top of the top players are a little bit younger, but point remains, being old does not eliminate you from being very good at chess. So, let's keep reading. Here's the interesting part. Grandmaster Alexander Baburin points to the fact that Aframiv himself organized many of the tournaments that he appeared in. Now again, this isn't totally uncommon, but at this point it starts to get a little bit sus. And when Alexander Baburin kind of went through and said, hey listen, this is like not okay, Aframiv sued him for defamation of character, sued him and won the lawsuit. Baburin went on to say his driver has a rating of over 2440. Now, again, this is according to this Grandmaster. I'm not saying that this is true, but this is very suspect. Even more suspect is the fact that this game was played against a 79-year-old woman in apparently a competitive tournament. Also, a little bit suspect is the fact that Grebenshikova Tatiana now has a rating of 1500. So if we look at this, somehow, okay, in April of 2003, Tatiana got her FIDE ranking of 2100. Now, 2090, but still, 2100 out of her preliminary games? So freaking good. And in 2003, she would have been 75 years old. So 75 years old, having never played competitive chess before, suddenly comes onto the chess scene and is rated 2100. That is incredible. And good for her, if this is true. Great for her to be 75 and suddenly take on this passion for competitive chess. Awesome. Great for you. Then it drops in 2004, it drops again in 2007, drops again in 2008, in 2009, and 2010, so on and so on and so on. Her rating continues to drop until it has sort of flatlined here in around 2016 at a rating of 1500. So this 75-year-old woman comes on the scene, rated 2100, plays a game against Vladimir Aframiv at right around that rating, and then suddenly loses 600 points in rating. Stranger things have happened, but this is pretty freaking strange. So if you go on to look, this is legitimate. This guy is legitimately in the top 100 players in the world currently and still retains his FIDE Master title. In a world where chess is so unbelievably popular now, thanks to Netflix's The Queen's Gambit, why are we letting players like this go without further investigation? Why is the FIDE organization allowing something like this to happen? I'm not claiming that it's impossible that this guy is legitimate, but I am saying we need one heck of an explanation. If you agree with me and if you want to hear more stories like this, please be sure to check me out on Twitch. Head on over to my Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/Timalik. Also, if you click in the stream or in the video description below, you'll find links to everything that I'm talking about here, and you can make your own decisions. Once again, this is not an attempt to sway you or to put any sort of an opinion in your mind, but definitely check this out for yourself, and I think you'll be a little bit suspicious. My name is Timalik. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next time. See you guys.